Getting started after entirely too long. So, yesterday this was supposed to be starting at noon, and now we are at 7:50. That's cool. Okay. Well, we're getting a good amount of trash talk in the corner there, or whatever you would describe that conversation as. I can't even keep up with what they're saying. Um, Honestly, these two teams are much more evenly matched than most of the other ones we've seen. I think.
Yep.
Diamond Master and then mostly Platinum otherwise. Makes sense to me.
Yep.
But just a reminder that they are 4th seed and we are 6th seed for some reason, and this is what Grand Finals is. Um, so I don't think whatever process they used to do seeding worked very well. I don't. What is happening in the chat here? Are there rules about what people are allowed to post in the chat? Because I know Gleck has some rules. Oh, and now that the stream has started, I'm getting a ad for our own channel. That's cool. I guess this will be a good time to see which role is stronger between support and mid lane, because, you know, just where we have our best players. Yeah, we're good. Griffin, what is up with this guy? Wow. Alex linked the official stream instead of ours.
I know. I saw that.
That's some nonsense. What are we here for? Okay. Well, I'll switch it to the draft tool because it looks like we're getting started here in a minute. Um, Okay, so let me change the title of the stream actually too, because we are against Michigan Tech. Okay, well we are getting very quick bans here. The Aurelian Soul, of course, is targeted for the mid laner. I don't know why they would ban the Kled. I'm not sure. It's scary for the top lane for sure, but they're roughly evenly matched. And then I think the Gragas is also for mid, just judging by the amount this guy's typing in chat about not banning his champions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, did I mess up the Discord stream?
No, you're fine. Well, you just streamed the League of Legends, so
Okay, here, let me just do this.
okay.
Sorry, we're just
Thank
figuring things out here.
You're fine. Okay.
Hecarim, always broken. Does anyone like playing against Hecarim?
No.
I know it's a running bit with the whole team now. Hecarim
Well,
players all eat glue.
mm-hmm.
Not that
Will we
Michigan Tech eats glue, but you know.
will we see this rocket top
I hope not.
today?
I mean, I'm just praying that whichever way it goes, it's a 2-0, so we don't get here for till like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
But you never know. Jinx, Seraphine, and Kled for bans. Nothing weird. Try and pick
Huh.
Sejuani first, as always. In Michigan Tech.
Off to
Did they just picked two of the like three big junglers right now? Last one being Vi, of course. So I have to imagine Trine will either pick it or just commit to having Sejuani jungle. And we're doing Xayah. Didn't we see this game yesterday?
mm, I th mm, was it the Rocket game where we had
Uh,
no, it wasn't.
wait, I think it was because they had Xayah, Sejuani. Oh, well, we get the Malphite.
Zaya Sejuani, Wukong, Raka, and Lux maybe? Was that might have been it.
Well, we're probably going to see the Lux. We're definitely not going to see the Soraka.
Yep.
Try and pick Malphite. Michigan
Ah,
Tech counters with the Silas.
yep. Mm.
The team that doesn't have Xayah bans Rakan. And all is right with the world. So, what do we think Trine is banning next?
Hmm.
More mid laners or something else?
It looks like Silas might be mid lane. Because I don't know where they would put Wukong and Jarvan if it's not Wukong top and Jarvan jungle. So Silas would have to go mid. So I think they're going to focus on banning the bot lanes and supports.
Alright, alright. Well, Michigan Tech decided to target ban Trine's master player, kind of a return for what Trine did to them. Uh, Trine banned Samira. I'm not really sure about that one. She has a lot of natural counters that Trine has already picked. Sejuani and Malphite kind of just shut her down completely. And then we're getting the Vladimir ban. That was discussed pre-game as well. A Fizz. What it?
Okay. I was actually confused for a second on where everyone was going if they locked in Fizz.
Well, Varus for the tank shred makes sense into Sejuani and Malphite. Uh, I'm not sure he has any like natural counters and support role. Actually, if you think about it, he doesn't have any defensive abilities at all. So if we just pick something like a Blitzcrank or Tom Kench, Tom Kench is allowed too.
Yep. Why is it black? Why is it grayed out?
That's a good question. I think this website just didn't load right. We've been having a lot of technical problems with this computer today, so that should be foreshadowing for what's going to happen later. But just a reminder that this is the last game of the semester, most likely, unless we have another like pop-up event that we find out of like the week before, like this one. So it's exciting stuff. I'm not really sure about picking the Victor into the Silas. Oh,
I don't like Oriana into Silas because Silas it has a great use for Oriana.
does it just center on him?
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter because he's already Eing and then either Wing to you or hitting the chains and then Oriana ulting and just adding that extra CC and damage.
Yeah, there's a potential to get gross. What is the Ziggs doing here? Get it out. What?
Zig support.
Is it is it Jarvan support?
I got the champ ocean.
Okay, I'm gonna switch back to the client.
Sounds good.
There are a good number of messages being sent, all from the same person. So, very chatty.
Mm.
And if I pull up our stream here in the background too.
So I think they're going to focus on banning.
Okay. Looks like audio is fine-ish, so we can take those. And now I'm gonna try to get chat to show up for me, so I can actually see when people type messages. There we go. Well,
Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
as we get into it, remember this is the grand finals, the Michigan Bandwidth Bowl. Uh, it will be a best of 3 between Trine and Michigan Tech, and whoever wins gets a plaque and bragging rights. Um, what's interesting is I just found out Ferris State is the team that is, or well, the university that's organizing this whole event, and they were the 7th
Seven.
seed team that picked all those crazy champions. So
Mhm.
they are just the pinnacle of showmanship. I really have to express how much respect I have for them at this moment. Uh, you know, Trine picks these solid like playable pro play champions and also doesn't organize tournaments. So like, you know, I'm not gonna say that they're better than us because I can't say that. This is a Trine broadcast. But just for a certain kind of person, they're a very interesting school. Okay. That doesn't really matter now. They got locked. They got blown out of the tournament in their first 2 games. So we are here focusing on the 2 best teams in the Michigan Bandwidth Bowl, apparently. Trine University and Michigan Tech. Oh my goodness. That is the Silas support. I How well is that gonna work, do you think?
Mm, I don't know. It's just a lot of poking with Q and playing safe, I would presume.
Yeah.
And is that a Jarvan top and Wukong jungle instead of the other way around?
Yeah, I think that's Jarvan top into Malphite, which I think I heard something about that being a thing in Korea, where you go like E max, you start with like Doran's ring, and you just you know, flag Malphite over and over. Because it's magic damage. It's really good. Or something. So Michigan Tech's mid laner is their best player, according to rank. But he doesn't seem to play champions that can kind of just take over the game by themselves, judging by all of those bans. The exception being, of course, Vladimir and Aurelion Sol. But the rest of these are these more like control mage oriented picks that are can certainly be very strong, but you know, don't just like shut down the opposing team completely like a Zed or a Yasuo or even like a Diana or Katarina in the right hands. As far as matchups go, I have to assume Malphite does have a good matchup into Jarvan, even if you do the AP thing, just because uh, Malphite is just such a solid pick all around. Just a bunch of damage on a point and click ability on a low cooldown will always
Yeah.
be good. For Sejuani and Wukong, I gonna bet that Sejuani gets online faster than Wukong does. But late game, Wukong will probably be a little more useful just from being able to knock out multiple people at once. And the lobby crashed. That wasn't just us for the audience at home. That was in fact every single person who was in that lobby got kicked out of that lobby. So now we need to wait for another like 45 to 60 seconds. Very cool. I'm sure the actual professional stream is having a really fun time with this one. But we're just kind of used to this at this point, which is good for us. Okay. Just want to take a moment to shout out our wonderful fans in chat here. Uh, we do this for you. You know? Nobody's watching. What does that mean? And if he's sending all those... Oh my... Thank you.
Think they were ready?
Maybe. Oh, we just jumped into blind pick because we already know the draft. Very cool. That is a good way to just get back into it
Yeah.
immediately.
Don't waste time.
Love to see it. Okay, well, 3 more minutes. And then we'll finally get in to the game. So I have to think that that one was, they closed it on purpose because somebody got the wrong runes or something, because I did see people actually get into the game. Is it down again? It better not be down again. So they put in a pause immediately as the game loaded, so that's going to cause problems with the spectator client. But doesn't matter if they're just going to cancel the game again and have to redo a lobby. This is a Riot Games moment. Just a reminder, this was supposed to start at 5:30, and it is now 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have at least 2, possibly 3 games to get through. So that's cool.
Looks like they don't have to restart the client again though.
Fantastic.
So we will go in 10 seconds.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to wait for the pause to figure out what's happening.
Yep. It's like a 1 to 2 minute pause, so have to be patient and let that go over.
Yep. All right. Well, I I'm just gonna stop even looking at the chat messages. Okay. You know what? I am actually not going to stop looking at the messages because I need to figure out something to do
What
while we're
is?
waiting for the game to start.
Do we know what the problem was?
I have no idea. Oh my god. I think somebody mentioned a message about somebody being in the bathroom, but like,
Ah,
really at the start of grand finals, you're gonna walk to the bathroom during a loading screen. You had
hey.
3.5 hours to prepare for this, at a minimum. Ah, here we
Yeah.
go. Okay, now we have to do this so it doesn't freeze forever. I still don't know how this actually works, but just last time after I clicked it enough times it worked. Sold. Great.
Fixed.
Okay, well, other than the Silas support, I don't really notice anything too weird about how the game's gone so far. Jarvan is not doing like the AP hybrid thing, so that's important to note, maybe. It looks like Michigan Tech is planning for an invade that never happened. Who is it having set to follow? Camera's acting weird. Oh, Jarvan is facing off against Sejuani and Malphite in the top lane. They're not actually going to interact at all, but now they know. Where's
They will.
Sejuani starting?
They will be on a ward once they start this red. So
Yep. Jarvan is solo invading, I guess? Or just trying to get vision? I'm not really sure what the plan was if Trine decided to contest that. Because they don't exactly have the strongest invade in the world. With, I think, just Silas as like an actual stun. Although Jarvan, I guess, is just a counter pick to Malphite, judging by how the early lane is going. And Tahm Kench gets taken down early by a quick level 2 from Sylas. I guess that's the theory behind the pick, is if you just rush level 2, you can kill basically anyone.
Heal almost got him out there.
Yeah, it was really close. And I will say he didn't like flash or anything. So he definitely could have done a little better in running away, but, you know, still, that's an impressive amount of damage for this early. Especially against Tahm Kench. We are only 3 minutes into the game, and Trine are somehow 1,000 gold down, which is very rough.
Man, this mid lane matchup is kind of bad.
Definitely seems that way. Trine may be just a little outmatched here, for being honest. But you know, anything could happen. In the Bandwidth Bowl game right before this, that was the Valorant finals, the team that was the underdogs managed to win something like 9 rounds in a row. And there we go, that's a kill for Trine. It took a Malphite flash and a Sejuani flash, but they did get one player. So the
Jarvan's flash
score
was
is
also
even. Oh yeah, Jarvan did flash. It's not like they were spending resources on nothing. Honestly, I don't know if the Malphite flash was necessary. Sejuani definitely would have just caught him with the stun. Either way. And there in the mid lane, we just saw Orianna just dodging all of Ziggs' abilities. That's the way Orianna wins the lane, I bet. Just not getting hit. Because that trade went really well. And every trade where she gets hit by abilities goes poorly. Yeah, see, like there. She was doing fine, and then she got hit by a bunch of abilities and took half her health. Now it looks like Sylas and Wukong are doing something weird in the jungle. Possibly preparing for that dragon, or just, you know, setting up to mess with Sejuani. Actually, the top lane matchup seems roughly even now. I'm not sure what items happened. Oh, just Sheen for both of them.
extra ruby crystal though for that Malphite.
Yep. That probably makes all the difference. Although now Jarvan has ult, Malphite does not. So if we get an engage exactly right now, it could be a problem.
Missed cannon, number 1.
Yep.
Have to see.
Ziggs playing very far up in an attempt to cancel a recall. He did do it, it's just, you know, she managed to get out fast enough that it didn't really do anything. But every second counts like that. Oh, yeah, Jarvan's getting absolutely clapped now. And items haven't changed at all. He's just started taking more damage.
Malphite's just getting too tanky.
Yeah, that's that natural scaling coming into play. Oh, that's going to be a 3v3 in the bot lane here in a second. Xayah has to flash out immediately. And Varus flashes onto her. But the Tahm Kench managed to stop the engage completely. It looks like neither team will face anybody dying here, but that is a lot of resources spent on both sides. And Dragon is still up. So we could see a very aggressive fight here in a moment. Actually, it looks like Sejuani is setting up to gank bot again.
Oriana's coming down to help.
Oh, yeah. Without Sejuani ult, I'm not sure how. Oh, the Oriana ult just barely manages to catch the Sylas, and the Oriana flash and Q manages to finish it off. Alright.
That should help the Oriana in the end lane. Just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Trine sending Xayah to go stop Ziggs from executing the tower from 25% health. Which does work, but it's close enough that Oriana can't really roam now unless Trine is fully willing to give up that tower. Oriana taking absolutely no abilities from the Ziggs, but the Sylas is there to clean it up and hold his hand through the process. Which now means Ziggs probably gets that tower. Dragon is still up, but neither team is really in a position to take it at the moment. I don't know if Ziggs just misplaced that, but he didn't actually put the W on the tower, so there is no execute just yet. And Sylas is here in the top lane. Takes Malphite ult and uses it immediately. Unfortunately, does not result in a kill.
Flash and ult used for 2 ults there.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, the flash Q from the Tahm Kench just doesn't hit. But Ziggs does have to flash out from the Tahm Kench W. Entirely too many resources spent for Trine there. But again, Michigan Tech is not playing around Dragon. They can't really take it off of that. They can't even start a fight for it off of that. And Wukong is spending his time harassing Sejuani in the topside jungle, which, you know, while he gets her buff, might not end up doing anything if Tahm Kench can successfully save her, which it looks like he will. And Wukong almost gets out, but the Q comes out just a little bit too soon. And Jarvan has to get away. And again, finally that tower goes down. Sylas using every ability he has to get away from Malphite, who half-healthed him somehow. Not really sure how that works.
Sure, Sheen and just Malphite Q had something to do with it.
Right. Trine gets the first jungle objective of the game with the Rift Herald. They are down a tower right now, but there's nothing they could have really done to stop that. And now it looks like both teams are actually starting to think about Dragon. And of course, Malphite with double buffs can trade with Jarvan for as long as he wants, using as many abilities as he wants. And Jarvan will never come out on top in this. I'm not really sure why he tried.
That was a wasted ult there by that Jarvan.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have to imagine that taking into, you know, the death timer and then walking to wherever he needs to be. It'll be back up before he needs it again, but still.
Yeah.
Panicking and using abilities is never a good look. Does Sejuani have ult? Oh, they're trying to collapse on the Ziggs here. Sejuani doesn't have ult. It's not going to matter. There is literally no way he can get out of this. I look forward to... Oh no, he's just going to die under towers so Sejuani gets it. And Xayah does not get an assist. That is very petty, but you know what? Effective.
During all that, they did get the turret mid.
Yep, yep.
Excuse me, sorry.
Kills are 5-2. Trine have taken the only jungle objective, and it somehow are 1,000 gold down instead of being ahead.
I assume it's a farm difference in the mid and jungle, maybe.
Oh, yep, that is a ton of farm on the Ziggs. Plus the Michigan Tech team has 2 different players using the first strike rune, which is giving them a bunch of extra gold, to be sure. Wukong bravely trying to run away. It's just not going to work out for him. And Malphite is getting very fed, which in other patches would not have done anything. I think with this patch, with how much damage the Malphite's been doing so far this game, that's going to be a big problem.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Orianna walks into the Sylas. She didn't know was there. And Varus gets a pretty clean and quick kill, but Trine is still getting Dragon while this is going on.
Uh-oh, Malphite might be...
Yeah, Malphite is definitely dead here. Oh, he does have ult. He's not... Yeah, he's going to be able to make it out. That's not really how you want to be using ults when you already have your first item completed. I bet. And Ziggs is, of course, being obnoxious to the Sejuani.
Also, all the plates that the Ziggs has gotten, and in top side, yeah, also contributes to that gold lead that Michigan Tech has.
That is true. And that is going to be the 3rd tower taken in 14 minutes for Michigan Tech. The Ziggs is doing work. Did he just ult the wave with the Malphite?
Yeah. First strike gold, get all the wave.
You know what? It works.
Yep.
No objectives up for at least another 2 minutes, so both teams are probably just going to try to farm for the time being. Not going to see anything weird happen. I'm not sure what that pause was, but, you know, that's fine. And now we have Sylas grabbing Malphite ult. Probably to go use on Xayah or Orianna, if I had to guess. And you know, the Sylas into Malphite thing, it's really going to be based almost entirely on who is using theirs more effectively. Actually, Sylas is still hanging around the bot side. Was that a missed Sejuani ult we just cut to for a second?
Yeah, I think also Orianna missed her ult as her cooldown is fairly new. No cooldown. On.
Yeah, that Sylas just refusing to give Malphite any peace for even a second. As Michigan Tech takes their 4th tower in 16 minutes.
Trine's about to get collapsed on in the mid lane.
Oh yeah, Ziggs is teleporting in behind too. That's going to be a 3v4. Jarvan's coming too, so it'll be 3v5 eventually. It looks like we had Malphite teleporting in, but he didn't really get to an effective position. Nobody died somehow, but Sejuani seems kind of caught. She's going to have to flash out. And the Xayah is being hunted down by the Wukong. The 3-man Jarvan ult kind of like vacuuming in the Xayah there. Not really sure how that happened, but that's going to be a 3-0 for Michigan Tech, which they're going to use to get a Rift Herald and probably at least 2 more towers if Ziggs is around. I'm thinking this game will be over quickly. And you know, Trine has a history of getting second place in every event they ever go to. Now that GLEC second place as well. So it'll be fun to see the curse keep going. Although Malphite is bravely trying to hold off Ziggs. You really need a ranged champion to be doing this, but Trine can't really seem to afford to spare Orianna to match him. But on the other hand, Orianna is still solo laning just on the bottom side, so I'm not really sure why they wouldn't just switch that around.
Yeah. With Ziggs having that Leandri's, it's kind of burning through Malphite's health bar.
Oh yeah. Sejuani steps up a little bit too far and gets caught out, and the maximum range Jarvan combo knocks up the Xayah. That's going to be a dragon for Michigan Tech. And I don't believe they've... Yeah, they have not used the Rift Herald just yet, even. They still have it on that that Wukong there. If they get another fight like that and pop that Rift Herald down the mid lane, I think the game will just be over. Alright. Well, Baron's up in 20 seconds. Next dragon is 4 minutes. Probably going to see teams playing around the top side. Oh, actually, Sejuani's just going to be not even caught out. It's her own jungle. They're just running her down. And Orianna was not on a ward. That was just a lucky flag by Jarvan. Which will eventually lead to her death unless Tom Kench is there to save her. But Michigan Tech is taking Baron. Trine can't contest it. They know they can't. They're just kind of trying to play around the Sylas here. Trying to get a pick. But even that, you know, what's the point of doing that? Okay. Well, Ziggs takes another tower, and they still haven't dropped Rift Herald. At this point, they don't even need to wait for the fight to start. They can just drop Rift Herald as an engage tactic. There are 12,000 gold up. They can win any fight they take so long as they have their entire team there with them, which shouldn't be too big of an ask. Alright, Jarvan steps a little bit too far up, gets caught out by multiple people's ults, but he's not going to die, he's just going to walk away. And actually, Michigan Tech's gonna turn it around and get 3 for 1 at a minimum. Possibly 4 for 1 here in a second. Sylas is bloodthirsty and not backing down. He can't land a skill shot to save his life, but it doesn't matter. And now 4 of Trine's team members are dead. Michigan Tech is in their base, and they still have... Did they just pop Rift Herald? Yes, they did. For the end of the game at brisk 21 minutes, 22 minutes.
I've never seen the Rift Herald make it to the end game, and I know it dances at the end, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, some absolute domination by Ziggs and Silas in that game.
Yeah.
Hopefully Trine can keep their positive mentality and get back into this for game 2. Can we get the names above the characters? Okay. When we get into the next game, I will do that. I didn't see that message until just now. That's somewhere in the settings. I'm gonna have to hunt for it, but I know it's somewhere in the settings. Oh wait, character names or player names? Because I think player names might be an option. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Ooh, yeah, okay. I'm just rewatching some of the fights on the stream and ooh, just whoa. Okay, well, open up the draft tool here for whenever we get started on that. I'm gonna go get a quick drink of water. Okay. Well, certainly a rough showing in that first game. How do you think Trine's strategy is going to change going into this one?
I think they might try and ban some of the original bans and include the Ziggs in there. I think they might try to. Do they have first pick? No. If if Silas is at first pick, they might try and first pick the Silas for either top or jungle.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think if they banned 3 or 4 mid laners, and then the Zig still came out and just you know, took them off the map.
Mhm.
I'm not really sure what the plan is going to be. Because at that point, you're just obviously thinking you can't ban all of his champions. You just have to pick which one's the least bad to play against.
Mhm.
Looks like we're gonna get in the draft soon. I just gotta. I also want to send the same link. Seems like Trine is still strategizing over there. So they're just taking their sweet time. So for what it's worth, my guess was we would not be done with this until 10 p.m. But if Michigan Tech manages to win a second game in a row, we will be out of here much sooner than I thought.
I agree.
For anyone wondering, the delay was because they're planning on broadcasting the grand finals for every game today, so they had to do each of them in their scheduled order, and some of them took way longer than they were meant to. Okay. Wait, this is a different player, isn't it?
Who?
The bottom laner for Michigan Tech. I don't recognize that name.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the same one.
It's the same icon. I remember because it was a diamond player. I thought
Hmm.
Diamond 4.
Was the coach in that? I don't. Or the other person in spectators, the Diamond for? I'm not sure.
I have no idea. Anyway, on to the draft tool. We're seeing the same three bans for Michigan Tech. Of course, it worked pretty well for them. Trine is banning Aurelion Sol, Gragas, and the same three champions. Okay, well, we're just gonna trust that this game will be better, I guess. This is gonna be the first pick, Jarvan. Makes sense. The Amumu, probably for support. I had to guess. Amumu jungle is not the biggest thing anymore.
Hmm.
Oh, nope, they're grabbing the Wukong. I think that's for jungle, actually. Then.
Yeah. Another tower game.
Yeah, we're seeing the Ziggs and the Tristana. They're going to be rushing down towers. and ending the game in 10 minutes. All goes well for them. Trying to test to figure out how to stop him. And we're picking the Caitlyn, I guess, as a counter to the Tristana. She can play very safe. And now we're seeing Nautilus and Malphite bans. And our last two bans are going to be Blitzcrank and... Wait, Blitzcrank? That's not a ban you see in esports, usually, right?
Yeah, I don't really see that, but I think they're scared of the engage hook champions.
Totally fair. I would be too with that Tristana. Um, and the Olaf ban for top lane, I guess. That's kind of interesting. Okay. That is Senna and Poppy. Who is... Okay. Is that...
It's either Poppy or Jarvan top with Senna support, just on a bot and Ziggs mid.
Alright.
It's a coin flip on whether or not J4 or Poppy is jungle, though.
And Trine going by the old standby of Victor.
Let's see if Victor goes Leandries or Ludens here.
Yep.
I'm not sure what's the better option here. I forget like what you'd do if there's two tanks. But Ludens would also be pretty good here, I think, with the three squishy carries.
Alright. Well. Michigan Tech are saying that they're ready, so we're just waiting for Trine to finish strategizing. We can get into game. Okay. You know, this is an emotional moment. This could be the last time I'm ever sitting here for 5-ish minutes before a game starts. If this doesn't go to game 3, we're all just leaving after this, and I will probably not come back to Trine Esports for the rest of the semester and the rest of my life, I guess.
Come on.
It's
What's
kind
the
of crazy
worst
to
that
think
could
about.
happen?
You think you're ready to take over?
No. I gotta take over for Griffin.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I can do that either.
yeah. Well, we need someone to.
Yeah.
But either way, I think we go back down from 10 viewers to 4 viewers if Harrison starts doing every stream. So we gotta get someone reasonable over here too.
Yeah, it's Poppy Top.
Alright.
Poppy Toppy.
The Tristana Ziggs bot lane is not something I've seen before.
Come on, I won't hurt you. I promise.
Well, let's see. Who else is in chat? Ah, player names. Yep, player names. I can certainly get that done. You gotta remind me when we get into the game that I need to go in the menu, turn on player names above champions. Personally, I keep them turned off because when I'm playing myself, I just find them distracting. But for spectating, the fans get what they want.
I guess we should ask this now. Do they want the character names or the usernames? I would presume the username.
I did
Presume
ask that.
player
The
names.
the player names, yeah. So we've got to put all that up. I actually don't remember where it is in the menu. Do you?
No, but I can look it up.
Because I don't want to just be crawling through the menu for minutes at a time. I might be able to do it from this menu, right? Show names above health bar, yeah. Summoner name. Done. Hopefully that works. If I
Yeah.
have to switch it in-game, that'll be difficult, but we can try. So, as far as matchups go, I don't remember the last time I've seen a Poppy, so I don't know what that even looks like. Um, Jarvan and Wukong is just very classic right now. Victor Ziggs. We saw the Ziggs last game. It was very threatening. I'm not sure the Victor will fare better than the Orianna did. And Tristana Senna versus Caitlyn Lux. I don't. The Tristana Senna is not something I've seen before.
Yeah. I feel like if Flux hits a good Caitlyn, should just be able to just
Yeah,
down some trap headshots.
especially early. Um, they probably have a decent all-in, but then again, it is Tristana, so if they walk up too far, Caitlyn might just explode before they can react.
Yep.
Okay. Well, here we go. Actually, let me make sure we actually keep you all with us. There we go. And that is player names on top of their characters. So, you know, be on the lookout for any you recognize.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions
Michigan
spawn.
Tech aren't doing that weird thing they did the first game, where they all just kind of grouped up in a bush. So, not really sure what that was about.
That's a ghost on Senna with lethal tempo.
Minions have spawned.
I'm still an angel, Slick. An angel with a loaded gun.
Looks like they moved Tristana to the mid lane. Moved Ziggs down to the bot.
Huh.
Maybe.
I don't really know, actually.
Looks like that's what's happening.
I wonder why. It's not like the Ziggs really had a problem in the mid lane in the last game, and I have to imagine Victor's a pretty similar matchup to Orianna.
I think maybe the duo between Senna and Ziggs is a little bit better than with Tristana. And
That could be
Tristana's
it.
pretty decent in mid, so.
Yeah, I don't know about the matchup into Victor for Tristana though. Because he can just keep lasering her from outside auto range and, you know, win off that. Like that. Thank you, directed camera. Oh, we did get the early Lux Q you predicted. Jarvan's there to make it not so bad, but you know, Ziggs very nearly died there. Is it just me, or are half of Senna's sound effects missing?
I can't hear sound, so. I'm not sure.
Alright. Yeah. I'm not really sure about that. Probably just a spectator client thing. That is weird.
A lot of stuff happening down there in that bot lane.
Yeah. No, that was really unfortunate timing from the Jarvan for Trine. They were right about to get a kill and he just shows up and ruins it.
Stick around.
Oh, and the Senna gets rooted under tower. That is going to be a kill for Trine. Very weird play so far. I'm not really sure why Senna even went mid, to be honest. How's the Tristana farming? Oh, pretty good. Actually beating the Victor. I will say, I do think Ziggs bot is much worse than Ziggs mid because your lane opponent is less likely to just leave, so you don't really get that free tower damage. And even if you do, bot lane tower actually has more defenses than every other tower for the first 15 minutes? 14 minutes? It might be synced up with tower plates too, because of an old patch where lane swapping at like minute 1 was meta. And Riot really did not want people to do that. Oh, and another lucky Lux Q. Oh, but they turn it around. And Ziggs gets away with basically no health again. Is it luck or was it planned? Who can say? Dragon is up, but judging by last game, neither team is going to go for Dragon until like 10-ish minutes. So we're not likely to see any early game fights here outside of the small skirmishes in different lanes. Alright. So the Michigan Tech is still getting that creeping gold lead from nowhere again, which is really rough for Trine. And Ziggs manages to flash the first Lux Q that probably would have actually gotten a kill, because Wukong's here. Actually, with the Caitlyn flash, they managed to put out enough damage fast enough that it kills anyway. Jarvan's there trying to clean it up, and it doesn't really work out for him. In the mid lane, Tristana takes a horribly planned engage and loses half of her health for no reason. Alright. This is... what a top lane matchup. Yeah. Score is even, and yet somehow Michigan Tech are just getting these small advantages here and there that are adding up to 1,400 gold at least. They're out farming everyone in almost every role, so that's definitely part of it. And again, first strike is a ton of value from the Ziggs. Lo Victor does have first strike too, so that gap's probably not going to be as big as it was last time. I guess that was the plan with the Poppy pick, is every time he tries to E in, you can just deny it. Or even like, the second part of his ult can get denied with the Poppy W. Speaking of... oh, and he whiffs it just barely. Oh, and he misses the E. That's so sad. Poppy just running away. Except actually, Jarvan's here. This might be a bait. Although they are moving toward Orange Tower anyway, so there's not going to be a kill. Alright, well, unfortunately Ornn decided to stick around, and Poppy lives with no health. Tristana is there to save her. Oh, that's interesting. Tristana took Demolish for the extra tower damage. Wonder what that's about. Oh, great. Just checking Twitch chat messages there, because I can't really... don't have a second monitor or anything. So we have no more problems, no more requests just yet.
Never won't be empty for long.
That is lethal tempo Senna, actually. I don't know why I didn't notice that earlier. That's kind of weird. Oh, the Poppy getting knocked up under tower. And the Ornn ult denied by the Poppy ult. Unfortunately, not going to be a kill. That is a lot of resources spent by the Pop. Oh, that was something loud. And we're seeing the Rift Herald drop from the mid lane here. That's going to be a tower immediately. But Trine do get the first dragon in the exchange. They didn't even need Ziggs to blow up that tower for him. The Rift Herald just did enough on its own. And now we have Poppy, I guess trying to tower dive Ornn and just, you know, taking a bunch of tower shots and dying over it. So again, even on kills, it's one jungle objective to one, but Michigan Tech are up a tower, and yet somehow they are 4,000 gold ahead. That is a lot of gold. Oh, the Ghost Caitlyn just outrunning every single one of the Ziggs bombs. Powerful stuff, but this top lane tower is not in good health for long. Actually, Ornn's back to defend it. It should be fine. Although Senna, of course, can just poke him under tower. Which is kind of hard to deal with.
Especially when she's stacking lethal tempo.
Oh, yeah. And Tristana's here, too. This tower will go down now, I think. Even if he's here, he can't defend it on his own.
Demolish and bomb. Yeah, definitely.
We're getting the Victor teleport to come back him up. But you know, it's getting really close to the Ziggs threshold there. So it might just blow up soon anyway. Poppy took just a bunch of damage under tower right now. And Wukong's coming behind to finish her off. I think they're planning a tower dive. Actually, Ziggs just showed up, so they're probably planning to just kill him first. So why not? Poppy managed to make the Caitlyn go away, but unfortunately...
Finally gonna see an Ornn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's finally an Ornn ult that didn't get denied or ruined. Okay, and now we have Jarvan stunned under tower, almost dies but can flash out. And Victor barely surviving with the help of the stopwatch. Actually, Tristana teleports in, finishes him off, and barely survives herself. Actually, with the Caitlyn ult. Oh, the Senna catches it. Or did she even, or was that the Jarvan? Who can say?
Yeah, either way, it might have been like Jarvan shield. But, oh,
Oh, the Wukong flash having none of the Tristana. And actually, the Senna's probably dead here too. Yep, there we go. That's a double kill for Trine. And they are still 2,500 gold down.
Michigan Tech playing for these turrets and objectives. I guess more so just turrets.
Oh yeah. Kind of confused why Ziggs didn't just blow up that tower and immediately start pushing.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm sure he had a plan. Next up is Rift Herald. Dragon comes up in a minute. Oh. Lux trying to combo with the Rift Herald to kill Jarvan. Wukong shows up just in time, but the Senna ult saves him. No, the Ornn will catch him just barely on the tail end of that E there. And Lux cannot land a skill shot on the Senna. So the fight ends there. But Senna wants to keep going, and Tristana's there with her. Doesn't look like it means anything just yet. But everybody's playing pretty far up for how early in the game this is.
Happens that away.
What? Senna and Poppy just flashed for no reason. I don't really know what happened there. We're seeing an Ornn ult denied by the Poppy yet again. Wukong's too far up. The dragon goes down, but no one dies. Even with the follow-up Caitlyn ult. And it is Cloud Soul, everybody's least favorite, as we were kind of discussing yesterday. Ooh, the Lux Q. Grabbing the Tristana there. Jarvan's way too far up. But, Trine's not really able to respond to that, I guess. And now they're just gonna lose a tower to, you know, Ziggs and Tristana. They're working together.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Kick up those boots.
Okay. Well. Baron's up in 50 seconds. A lot of these games are ending up playing out the same way, where teams will just take all the objectives that are up and then wander around waiting for the next one. We haven't really been seeing a lot of random picks or fights like are happening right now. The Ornn ult coming down, but denied by the Ziggs. And Lux is going for it, kinda. Okay. Oh. Jarvan just like stood in the Victor stun there, but managed to get out just fine. That's really upsetting for Trine. You know, Michigan Tech are just horribly misplaying right now, but it doesn't matter. Just because they ended up so far ahead off of, you know, farming towers and clean macro. Which is never fun to lose against. Although, what is? The Rift Herald is going to take the tower down to a little below half here. I wonder if that's within the execute range just yet. I'm not sure if... Ziggs. You know what? What's it even matter? Every fight is just Michigan Tech throwing things at the wall and, you know, Trine not really being able to punish them effectively. That was a very greedy ult from the Jarvan too, and it just doesn't matter at this point. Oh, and the Wukong dash denied by the Ziggs too. That's... Ugh. How do you think Trine gets back into this?
I just think they need one good team fight for some objective, and then they should snowball from there, I think. And play around the Caitlyn.
Alright. Yeah, you know. Let's see what the scores are looking like right now. She is equal to the Tristana, basically. But her actual lane opponent of the Ziggs somehow has 150 gold bounty while being 0-3 just because of how many towers he's taken. Just insane stuff. Trine are looking to grab their second dragon of the game in 10-ish seconds here. The Senna ult, I think, was just scouting dragon for a second, which kind of seems like a waste, given how much mileage they've gotten out of the big shield, but, you know. Obviously they know something I don't, because half the things I'm seeing them do, I'm like, ah, that can't work at all. And then it just does. Speaking of... Oh, actually, Wukong just sort of walking in and making it happen on his own. That was a fantastic play by Trine. He saw his chance and he took it. Although now Dragon's up, and a lot of Trine's team are kind of running out of health, and they don't have the Wukong ult to fall back on. They might not be able to contest this dragon. The Ornn ult actually successfully went off, but nobody can capitalize because they're all just pushed so far back. That's actually going to be Michigan Tech's second dragon of the game. And Ornn keeps catching all these bombs with his face. And that's another tower gone. That's not even off of a real objective.
Resting Senna ult.
Yeah, I think she's just kind of using it on cooldown. Not really sure why. She
It's
had,
on a high cooldown, I thought.
yeah. Well, that's the second one in a row where it doesn't really seem like it's doing anything in particular. Trine are ahead in kills and down in everything else. which has somehow made... Am I reading that right? Oh, no, no. Trine are getting objective bounties. I thought it was flipped. So if they manage to take an objective, they will get a quick infusion of a bunch of gold. Which, of course, they would love to take advantage of if they can ever kill MTU long enough to get out of their base. Although this game is already going much longer than the first one did. I think that was done in 22 minutes flat. We are at 26 minutes here. And no sign of ending just yet. Okay. Are they really trying to take Baron with just Poppy and Jarvan at this point? They're sending people up eventually, but starting it with just those two seems like a bad plan. Alright, well, Wukong got a little bit overexcited, played too far up, and died just there. But they took Poppy in exchange, and they almost got Jarvan. He just barely managed to survive. Ziggs finally getting taken down a notch. No more low health escapes for MTU, hopefully.
Trine getting her Ornn items. Right? You should. Yep.
Yep, slowly getting.
Get that out.
Okay. Well, next up is the 4th dragon overall, and Jarvan's being caught out with it spawning in 4, 3, 2. It looks like Trine are deciding to go contest Baron instead of just taking the dragon for free. It's a good choice, as they can't really take... Senna just ulted backwards! They weren't even fighting! She just ulted toward the top side of the map. I don't... Something is going on with that player's keyboard, or that this is like a thing that I just don't know about. But like, they got like 2 really good shields off the Senna ult that saved people, and then the rest of the game has just been Senna firing it at random. Right now we have an Ornn ult to try to counter engage. It's not going to work. The entire fight is just Ziggs and Senna poking Trine, but Trine did have Wukong taking the dragon for them at the same time, so that is just some free advantage. Unfortunately, Jarvan's back up, and nobody's in position to contest this Baron for Trine, so it's going to be a free Baron for Michigan Tech. Should be. Okay. Ziggs again overextending, but he trades for a kill, so not too bad. Keep wanting to say, oh, I traded with his lane opponent, but not really. He was in the bottom lane for most of this game. Either way, they kind of fill the same role on the team, so. Okay. Well, they are using the Baron really efficiently. Michigan Tech is splitting their pressure across all 3 lanes, or just across top and bot, I guess. No, they're having Jarvan handle the mid lane. Of course, anytime a tower gets even just a little bit low, Ziggs will be there to pick it off. Speaking of, there is the Senna ult we've all been waiting for. It was on one person and missed. And now, Jarvan is going to die, yeah. But, you know, Trine are trading towers and things for kills here. That's not what you want to be doing. Because players respawn, towers do not. Actually, inhibitors respawn, but towers do not. Okay. Dragon's up in 45 seconds. It's 2 and 2 on that front, so nobody gets a soul. But I'm leaning toward a Michigan Tech getting another uncontested one, judging by their severe gold lead at this point, and the fact that they're kind of stuck on, or Trine is kind of stuck defending their base against 2 different lanes of super minions. Wukong keeps trying to jump on the Poppy and it gets denied every time. Actually, he's just going to go on the Jarvan instead. But he flashes out. Poppy flashes out too, but it's not far enough. Okay. You know, Trine are staying in this, but yeah, the dragon's up and looks like my prediction is going to come true. One more of those. And Trine is pretty much out of the game completely. Okay. It looks like this is going to be the third inhib going down if Michigan Tech actually commits to it. They're kind of just dancing around it here, not ever like taking a fight. So they definitely can afford to take at this point.
As expected.
Okay. Is that... Oh yes, Baron is up. And again, Jarvan, Ziggs, and Poppy are on it instead of getting one of their actual sustained damage carries. I'm not really sure what these Baron calls are. Tristana and Senna are both the entire way across the map.
Go on, get.
Okay, well, Senna finally made it all the way up, but Victor is just blowing up their entire team from over the wall. And Trine steals the Baron anyway. That is a great play for Trine. They're going to be very glad that they did that. Now we have Wukong trying his hardest to chase down the Tristana, but she just can't catch him. Actually, they'll get caught out instead by the Senna and the Ziggs together. So it's just Ornn and Caitlyn trying to defend against 3 people, 2 of which are very long range. I feel like this might be where the game ends.
Is Senna outranging that turret?
Yeah, I think so. Or it's right on the border.
I'm pretty sure that's with fully stacked lethal though.
Yeah. But that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Plus with like they had Melio campfire would be practically across the map. Oh, the Ornn flashing in and killing the Senna. I guess just to prove a point as we end this series. Trine in 2nd place for the Michigan Bandwidth Bowl, which is the last game I will be casting here, and I think the last game Griffin will be playing here, if I have my schedules right. So that is it. As KJ says, that is incredibly cringe. So that was very rough. How much of the problem do you think was having a master tier mid laner? You know what? Fair. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it then. So please rejoin the Trine stream next semester when somebody entirely different will be doing most of these streams. And that's, yeah.